Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Oshibajo, GCON SAN, the chairperson of this occasion, the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented, the Chief Host, the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, my Vice Chairman in the Nigerian Governors Forum and the Governor of Sokoto State, Right Honorable Aminu Waziri Tambuwal, and my brother governors from Gombe and Bauchi State, the Chairman of the Leadership Group of Newspapers, Mrs. Nda Isaiah, and board members, the Chief Executive, our Royal Father, the Etunupe, distinguished participants, awardees, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to begin my remarks by thanking the management and staff of the Leadership Newspaper Group for the kind invitation extended to me to be a special guest of honor on the occasion of the 2021 Annual Leadership Lecture, which also marks the 60th posthumous birthday of the founder and inspirational leader behind the newspapers, our late brother and friend, the inimitable Sam Nda Isaiah. In his time with us, late Sam taught us many life lessons whose full import find everyday resonance with us as we continue to navigate a prolonged period of uncertainty in national and global affairs. It was out of such a season that Sam himself burst onto the national scene, carving a niche for himself as a conscience of the nation, a builder of bridges across divides, and a creator of value out of adversity. His untimely passing robbed us all of his can-do and will-do audacity, by which he spoke truth to power whilst upholding the ideals of national unity and progress in a framework of democratic governance and cultural diversity. Not one to be easily dismissed as an armchair critic, late Sam established himself as a credible business person and a successful newspaper proprietor, and also tried out his hands as a public intellectual and politician. There is much in his life to celebrate, and it is fitting that the occasion of this annual leadership lecture is also being used to commemorate his posthumous 60th birthday. I thank Sam's family, particularly his wife and children, as well as the management and staff of the Leadership Newspaper Group, especially my good friend and brother Azu, for doing their utmost to keep Sam's torch of excellence burning ever bright. May his legacy endure far into the future, even as his soul continues to enjoy eternal rest. Our keynote speaker, the Most Reverend Matthew Asen Kuka, through his representative, has just done an admirable job of periscoping big ideas using the framework of the theme of this conference in helping us to unpack that theme. And he has done a lot to justify his choice for the role, given the incomparable breadth of knowledge and experience that the lecture embodies. Even though he's not here, we must thank the bishop for the personal example he has consistently set and courageously represented for more than 4 decades and counting of what servant leadership for the greater good of society means. As usual, the address has brought us fresh insights, useful historical context, and comparative lessons of experience to bear on the subject as to impart new knowledge for our collective benefit. And all of this barely a few days after the heart-rending events that culminated in the death of Ms. Deborah Yakubu and its immediate aftermath. I must salute our bishop and also extend that to our governor from Sokoto State in the admirable manner he has managed the crisis in Sokoto. Implied in the theme of this occasion is the notion that political systems are not meant to remain static in time and space, but rather are expected by design and the force of circumstances to undergo a regular process of reset. In doing so, political systems are able both to be responsive to the changing demands of time and the shifting needs of society at different stages of the development process. Where political systems have become ossified in spite of unfolding and cumulative change, a breakdown of order may not be too far away. Successful political systems are therefore those that have a robust capacity to self-correct and recalibrate in a timely, efficient, and even anticipatory manner. And even where the opportunity for a timely reset is lost, successful political systems are able to undertake a swift course correction before a full-scale crisis of legitimacy and sustainability sets in. In this regard, there's much to be gained from leadership practices that not only enthrone accountability to the commons, but also nurture a first-hand understanding of the pulse and rhythm of society in all its multiple complexities. There is no gainsaying the fact that our country, Nigeria, is in dire need of an all-round reset, which I have referred to in my own various public engagements as an imperative of national rebirth. This pressing need for a reset is one on which we can all agree. However, I think it is important to remind ourselves as well that in the period since our independence in 1960, we have undergone periods of reset, which resolved some immediate problems for a season, just a season, before exhausting their capacity to tackle new problems that arose. I would like to cite a concrete example to illustrate my point. The creation of states to replace the regional structure on the basis of which independence was ushered in represented an important exercise in recalibrating our federal system. However, over time, a logic of over-centralization emerged, whereby the states comprising the federation have become excessively weak in comparison to the federal center. Changing conditions have produced an objective demand for a new reset to correct the challenges that have emerged. And the correction called for spans the political, economic, geographic, territorial, and cultural. The import of the foregoing is, as I noted earlier, that reforming a political system is a permanent work in progress. And for the reforms to be of a nature that build on the progress we have made as a people in our journey of nationhood, leaders must ensure that they do not translate these into exercises in which the baby is thrown out with the bathwater. To put it another way, the overarching purpose of recalibration of a political system, such as must happen on a periodic basis, as permanent decimal in the equation of nation building, is the advancement of a shared quest to build a more perfect and sustainable union, and not the hobbling or outright destruction of the union itself. And as I often say, to remake Nigeria, we don't have to unmake Nigeria. Proceeding from my view, which I know many here also share, that despite our multitude of problems, our unity and cohesion remains our best pathway to achieve the greatness for which we all yearn. I would like to suggest that there are many domains of a national reset which we need to pay much greater attention to than we have done. These include a deepening of the decentralization of the polity, the strengthening of the local government system, the devolution of more powers over internal safety and security to the states, and the adoption of a fairer system of fiscal federalism. The pan-Nigerianization of citizenship rights on the basis of place of residence, not birth. The pursuit of new approaches to diversity management. The autonomization of the legislative and judicial arms of government. A wholesale reform of the justice system. The revamp of the civil service for a radically more efficient delivery to our citizens. Innovations in the system of leadership, development, and political succession. Electoral system reforms to foster greater inclusivity, proportionality, and consensus building. Mandated expansion of opportunities for greater participation by our women, the youth, and people living with disabilities, and an institutionalized zero-tolerance approach in the fight against corruption. These reforms are at the heart of the contemporary yearning for change which Nigerians want to see. That they have eluded us partly explains why positions have hardened in different parts of the country about the viability of Project Nigeria. However, I believe that all is not lost. All cannot be allowed to be lost. When leadership understands the challenges of the times and summons the will and courage to begin to address them with honesty and integrity, the innate patriotism of the average Nigerian is unleashed. We have an historic opportunity as leaders to wake up to our responsibilities, take the bull by the horn, and do the right thing by the people so that we can open a new chapter in the journey of unfinished greatness which Nigerians can once again believe in. I'd like to close my address by congratulating the two illustrious Nigerians who have been designated as the persons of the year by the leadership group. His Excellency, the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, and his remarkable story of public service, and Our Excellency Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, Director General of the WTO, the World Trade Organization, Nigeria's very own gift to the world, represent the examples of the kind of excellence we are capable of producing and multiplying once we give ourselves the chance to put the right foot forward. Asiwaju, I also must congratulate the two politicians of the year, our leader, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and my own brother, Right Honorable Aminu Waziri Tambuwal, as well as my brother governors who are receiving the Governor of the Year 2021 award. As a recipient of the Leadership Governor of the Year award in the year 2012 myself, I am aware of the rigor that goes into this selection process. I wish all other recipients many more years of service to country and humanity at all times. Thank you for your kind attention.